And do I have
So
the
we have,
ability to
I'm
do that
sorry,
as well?
I'm
Have
sorry.
have you given me the ability to do that as
Oh,
well?
no, I have not. Let me
I
do that
might
real
already
quick.
have that. I'm sorry, everyone.
No, that's okay. We'll do
I'll start it
our
after the
get our little
announcements.
housekeeping things. It says modify co-host permissions. I think because you're showing
Um,
up as a moderator, so I think you already have the
okay.
ability to do that.
Thank you. Bruce, we got it covered.
Okay. Uh,
Okay. So I've got a few announcements I'm going to go through and then I'll reintroduce John. So for our announcements, registration for Images of Distinction is now open. Be sure to register now during the early bird pricing. You can change out your images all the way until the last day, but the early bird deadline, after that, the price will go up. Our upcoming tag along Ski Utah, led by John Harrell, is this coming March from the 21st to the 26th. The trip highlights are Ski Park City Mountain, Deer Valley, and Snowbird. Enjoy 5 days of skiing or take rest days to explore. Daily ski plans with group meetup points for lunch. Flexible pace with terrain for all skill levels, from green runs to double black bowls. Dramatic topography and winter scenery ideal for photography, and group dinners, shared lodging options, and lots of après-ski fun. You can register for the tag along on the website at yourasp.org. And let's see, under in here, sign up. And you can also, we're going to be talking about the School Scholarship Partner Program tonight, obviously. And you can sign up for the School Scholarship Program using the key QR code on the graphic on our calendar at yourasp.org. And the deadline to apply is February 10th. So I'm going to try to keep watching as people come in. We have John Capone here tonight from M.A.R.S School in Maryland, right? And a
it's,
couple of
technically it's in Delaware.
Delaware. I'm so sorry.
Yep, it's
Um,
fine.
Somewhere on that eastern seaboard.
Yeah, Eastern Seaboard.
And we
We'll be
got
under
some board
snow
Obvious.
by Sunday.
members, and I think we've got some instructors on here tonight. We are recording this, and it will be on our website so people can go back and watch it if they were unable to attend tonight. And if you watch your chat, our fearless Marissa is tapping her little fingers as quick as she can, putting in all the graphics for the things I just announced. Thank you, Marissa. I appreciate it. And she's got the information up there about M.A.R.S School. But we're gonna let John go ahead. I don't want to take his time. I'm gonna let him go ahead and start telling you all about M.A.R.S School, and then at the end, I'll talk about how you can apply for a scholarship through ASP.
Well, thank you, Lori. I was getting mesmerized by your speech there, so I almost forgot that I had to say something. But um, listen, I don't know what the time limit is on sending this,
An
but
hour-ish.
uh, well, no. I don't mean for the thing tonight, the
Oh,
meeting. Um, I want to wish everybody a happy new year because we're the 22nd of January. I don't know what the legal cutoff is for saying that, but a happy new year to everyone there out there. Um, I want to thank you guys, ASP, for hosting this webinar for us. Um, really appreciate the effort, appreciate partnering with you, um, and hopefully we can do this well into the future as long as you'll have us. So I want to thank Lori, you for putting this together and inviting me to do this. And I'd like to thank all of the ASP staff and people that work so hard to keep the group together um, for their efforts and allowing us to do this little dog and pony show tonight. So I'm gonna do this. Hopefully I can do this right and I remember. I'm a quick study, but let's see. I want to do as little talking as possible because we're going to allow whoever else would love to talk about the school instead of me. I do enough talking about it to begin with, but and then we'll show you the website as well and where you can find different things. But the first thing I want to do is share this little video with you. This is a teaser for the upcoming session. Let's see if this works out. We all good, Lori?
Yep.
Nice.
Very nice.
Thank you, thank you. So that's a little bit about us. 30 years, we're celebrating our 30th anniversary this year. We are blessed to be able to do that. We have a fantastic staff on board to guide us through every year. Um, for anybody that knows, I'm from the Philly area, so anybody that's familiar with that area and knows about the Mummers, um, Mummers is a parade that happens on New Year's Day every year, fanciful, crazy stuff, but it's a lot of work and happens one day a year. And then the day afterwards, they start preparing for the following year. It's kind of like that at Mars. So we get all the stuff together. We put on the week-long event, host it for people that come from across the country. I think this year we have 14 states. We had a board meeting a little bit ago, so I might be a little bit off here. I think we have 14 states and Mexico represented this year so far. And so everybody comes from all over the country to learn at our little school. Lori and I were talking prior to going live here, and just about how important it is for good and proper education, hands-on learning, because there's a soundbite society today where everybody wants to go on YouTube and think that you know, if they look at enough YouTube videos, they're going to be a professional photographer. Um, you might get a few tips, but there's nothing that can replace that kind of instruction. I don't care whether you're a seasoned veteran, and we have people that come to the school. There's people that will say, "Oh, I don't need that. I've already got all my dongles and all my degrees and all that other good stuff." Well, guess what? So do I. But you can never stop learning. So at the end of the day, we have people that are brand new, just cutting their teeth, that are coming to the school. Like last year, the year before, we had someone that was still in high school. We had to get her mom to be a chaperone because she was underage for the school. They go all the way up the ladder, and the demographics, it's all over the map, right? You can never stop learning. So this kind of environment where you will spend an entire week with the instructor of your choice, in the discipline of your choice, and then some of the best stuff happens after hours. We have this great location where there's this ridiculous deck out back, right? Literally out behind the hotel. In fact, some of the classrooms butt right on it. And that overlooks the bay. The bay is at the west, and the sun sets right behind the hotel, right over the bay. There's a beach there. So it's this really killer location. Oh, and by the way, a half a block in the other direction is the Atlantic Ocean. So you also get a sunrise and a sunset. So the sunrise is over the Atlantic Ocean for those of you that are tuning in from other parts of the country. We're on a we're on a quarter-mile barrier island, one road in and one road out. And so it's a really nice location. But the camaraderie that is experienced by the people that attend the school is probably the biggest gas. We have people that um, have been coming every year for forever, and the bond can't be broken. It's just amazing. I get emotional thinking about it because it's a true thing. It's not a story. Um, so I would love to yield to anybody that's out there. I can only see a portion of the people that might be out there. So I have no clue. And Lori, I don't even really know. You're the moderator, so you'd have to take over. But I would love to be able to hear from other people, any instructors that are out there, past, present, or upcoming. Um, and let you guys talk because coming from me, I'll show you the website, show you where you can do and field any question that I can. But I'd love to hear from some of the other people out there.
I see
Is that
Sandra's
okay?
hand up. Yeah, Sandra's got her hand up already.
I do.
Oh, hi, darling. How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
When I got the email talking about it, and I thought, I don't usually come back out at night to do these things, but M.A.R.S. School is such a great place to go. I didn't really know about it. I mean, I knew it was there, but I had never been, so I'm a pretty good one to tell you. It's a great place to learn. The people there, along with John, are just they're so good to you, and they make you feel so welcome. They'll do anything to make sure that the instructors' lives are good along with everybody. The food is fantastic. The surrounding is very good. And I've taught at lots of schools, and that's why I thought I need to step up and talk to you about the M.A.R.S. school. Um, it's in one of the top schools that I have taught. So I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the students. The students all get along at nighttime. Everybody stays in together and visits. It's just a beautiful, beautiful experience. And so I'm not going to run on anymore. I'm just going to tell you it's a great school to go to. And so if you're lucky enough to get to go or get a scholarship, go. It's very laid back. It's just and the people there treat you wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sandra. We got another hand, Erica.
Hi. Um, so I believe this year for me will be year number 12 attending Mars. And when John spoke about the camaraderie, the family atmosphere, he is absolutely hitting the nail on the head. From my perspective, the first year I went, I was the person who knew very little about photography. Now, fast forward 12 years later, I'm a CPP, I have my craftsman. Um, but what stood out to me the most was the second year I returned. And John and Nancy don't know this, but I'm going to tell the story now. When I was checking in,
Am I going to be afraid?
no, it's a good story. It's a good
Oh,
story.
okay, good.
So when I was checking in, they welcomed me back. So number one, they remembered that I had been there before, which I know most of this is on paperwork, but still. Number two, they asked me how my husband and my two boys were doing. Now, I sat and thought to myself, how did they remember that I had two boys? And then I'm like, well, maybe they saw it on social media. But then I was like, you know what? Even if they did look it up, who cares? They cared enough to look it up to remember something about me as an individual. And so that had such an impact on me that they cared about me as more than just a number, more than just a amount of money coming to the school. So that hooked me in. And then the students I was with in that first class, I was the one asking all the questions, that it was probably annoying everybody, but nobody made me feel that way. Everybody helped me. They welcomed me like I was one of the crew that had been there forever. And now there's a group of us that someone has deemed us the Mars Maniacs. And we get together throughout the year and, we enjoy each other's company. We second shoot weddings. We help each other with editing, help each other with business questions. And this is a group of people that have become family to me, and as well as the school. And so, in true Erica fashion, I asked how I could help. And I think for at least the last 9 or 10 years, I've been helping them with finding models. And when the school relocated from Cape May to Dewey Beach is only about 40 minutes from my house. So it became really easy to help them find models.
Yeah, that's
So
great.
yeah, I just honestly, I built attending the school into my cost of doing business because I learn not only from the instructors, but I learn from the other students too. And it's a mentally exhausting week, but at the same time, it is so beneficial that once you go, you realize it, and once you go, you're part of the family.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Erica.
You're welcome.
And now we got Tommy.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. I was fortunate to know Steve Clark and Gary, who were on the Zoom this evening. We're part of Maryland, and between Gary and Steve, they said, "Come on, let's go to Mars. Come on, Tom, let's go to Mars." Didn't really know what Mars school other than that it was week long and all that. So they were after me. So my wife and I went to Imaging USA. We went to the ASP party, and she had a coupon, and I had a coupon, and who won but my wife? And said, "You got a coupon to go to M.A.R.S. school." Then found out that I had a scholarship to go along with it. And so I have gone 2 years. I have not been in the last couple of years due to the fact that I gotten sick. But I really enjoyed coming. It was a great experience and meeting everyone, talking with John, and his wife really worked with me, over the phone to make sure I got my money in it on time. And then the following year, I put in for a scholarship and won again. And so one of our members of LPPA said, "How do you do that?" and all that. I said, just, I did what the directors told me to do, and I applied, and I got it, 2 years in a row. But I really enjoyed, the atmosphere. The people were really nice. Like I say, I knew, Steve and Gary and a few others that came from Maryland, but just really enjoyed the time there. And, this it was a great experience. And, Lord willing, this year I'm planning on coming back and, getting back in the saddle. And I didn't know that Erica had been coming for 12 years, but she asked me the latter part of last year, "Tom, you coming to Mars this year?" I said, "I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna do my best."
I
Awesome.
appreciate that, Tom. Thank
Yep.
you.
You're
And
welcome.
then Rick has his hand up. He wants to talk.
Hi there, everyone. Greetings
Hi.
from Boston, where it's
Yo, Rick.
cold and will be really cold shortly. But I'm really excited about coming down to do this. John and I have talked about this for years, and he kept saying, "What are you doing in 2 years?" It's like, I have no idea. But we finally got it pinned down. So this year I'm getting to come down. It'll be a fun long drive. And I'm going to be teaching elaborate lighting and posing, both indoors and outdoors. I'm going to bring as much light and much pro photo gear as I can stuff in my Jeep, and just have a great time. I really, over the years, I've taught a lot of workshops. I'm lucky enough to say literally around the globe. But I like the idea of this, that it is 5 days, so we really get to spend time together and go over what everybody wants to know. And John, to your credit, I've already heard from a number of people who have very nicely signed up to be part of my workshop. So we're already exchanging information. So
Happens organically, Rick.
yeah, I'm very excited and honored that you asked me to come. I will be there. Like I said, I'll bring tons of pro photo stuff. Tamron's helping out, so we'll have lots of Tamron lenses. And I love a good challenge. So anybody who wants to challenge me or the folks we're working with to come up with something really cool. I'm, all in favor of coming up with unique lighting. And a little bit of my history. I've been a long, long time magazine photojournalist. So long that when I started working for Newsweek, we shot slide film and sent it in unprocessed, which meant if you were doing portraits of people, you better know how to light. because you
Mm.
weren't seeing what you sent in. We used to say the only time you heard from an editor was if you had the cover, which, happened from time to time, but not that often, or if you screwed up, which fortunately happened even less. But other than that, it was shoot and ship, sight unseen. And, those few of you who are almost as old as I am, remember that if you miss by more than half a stop,
That's it.
and you couldn't see it before it went. So that was my training to learn how to light. And I love lighting. I love the creative challenge. I love working with photographers and models wherever they are in their career. I work with a lot of models, and the ones that are starting out, I tell them, look, this is like we're making a single frame movie, and you are the star of the movie. We have one frame. And I like when I work with models, or I live in Boston, you work with a lot of professors. Whoever you're working with, the concept of how do you pull them out in your very limited amount of time? How do you get out of your subject what you want to get out? And I will tell you, one of the ways you do that is do your research before you go meet them. Learn everything you can learn about your subject before you meet them. And I've had the honor to photograph a lot of really noted folks over the years, but when we did a piece with Anthony Hopkins for People magazine, and my assistant and I sat around and watched his first 3 movies so we could talk to him about that. And I think the most important thing, as I say, when everything's going right, anybody can push the button. How about when it's not going right? And we all know nothing ever goes wrong in photography. There's never an issue, right? So, I mean, that's part of my, how I approach my shooting. As we have a studio, and I'm in the building right now. My studio is downstairs. I'm in the office upstairs. But we call the studio the photographic test kitchen. And yes, we see clients there. But for major shoots, we go in there and we practice and we test the gear and we figure out what we can break here so we don't break it on set. I have a saying, plan for failure, right? If you plan for something to go wrong and something minor goes wrong, it doesn't throw you. If it throws you when it's major, now you're no longer doing the most important thing in a photo shoot, which is your relationship with your subject. That's the most important thing. We can all figure out what lenses to put together and all of that if you have enough time, But how do you break through to your subjects? And when I see a lot of you folks, I will tell you about the 1 or 2 people who were difficult. But in my 50-year career, the top of my mind, there's literally only one. And I spent a lot of time with people who think they're going to run for president, or as I describe it, people who think they're eminently qualified to mess up the world. And you get a couple of minutes to interact with these people, and then obviously some of them go on to be president, and you have built a relationship. So to me, that's the most important part. The lighting stuff, where to put flags, where to put scrims, what light, that's just, we all get together, we can exchange ideas. And one of the things I love about events like M.A.R.S, I think of it's an exchange of ideas. It's an exchange of information that we all share. So when I see you at M.A.R.S, I'm very happy to steal your ideas. So,
and who doesn't want to sign up for his class just to find out who that one difficult person
really,
is?
yeah. By the way, the subtitle of my workshop is Lighting and Laughing. If
It's going to be great.
Quiet, it's not a good workshop. If it's total chaos, everybody's having a good time, and that's what we want. We want everybody to have a ton of fun, come away with tons of ideas, and please share your ideas with me. So
awesome.
I'll leave you with one last thing. I'm very lucky that Richard Benowitz, who owns Digital Photo Academy, recently approached me and said, by the way, this is how you know you're old. When somebody approaches you and says, I want to do a retrospective of your life's work, To which I said, it's not over yet. But anyway, it came out a few weeks ago. And I can send a link out, but there's a retrospective of roughly my 50-year career.
Hey
Thank you so
now.
much for that.
Yeah, and the one last thing, anybody who has any questions about, anything, please feel free to write to me. I'm more than happy to answer questions and exchange ideas. It's rick@rickfriedman.com, and I love hearing from people. And with that, I will stop talking.
Rick, you're
Thank
funny.
you,
Rick,
Rick.
thanks, brother.
Okay, we've got Gary with his hands up.
I just want to make two comments on what Rick said.
Uh-oh.
First of all, we all are familiar with Murphy's Law. Well, I'm a believer in O'Brien's Law. And O'Brien's Law says Murphy is an optimist. The other thing is, you mentioned Tamron lenses. Tamron has been a sponsor at M.A.R.S, I think, from the very beginning or close to it.
Close to it, Gary. Yeah.
And
I've got 25 years.
those lenses you were talking about bringing, they will loan to a student for 24 hours. And if nobody else has requested it, you can maybe keep it another day. So, this is a perfect opportunity. I think, Ruben, didn't you use one of those lenses?
Yes, I did, and I actually bought one later.
I
Good.
swear, boy, that was if I remember correctly, now this goes back a few years, that was that big lens, that 600 millimeter or something
600,
like
yes.
that.
The
600,
150 to 6,
Wow.
which
Yes.
is a beast of a lens.
I
Yes.
swear.
But a beast of a lens.
So M.A.R.S is just that opportunity to get to know people, and I liked everything you said, Rick,
Thank you.
because I'm old. I'm probably older than you are.
Yeah, you're still a
I went
boy.
to
It's hard
I
to
went to
believe.
Africa for 6 weeks and had to shoot. And this kid with an automatic weapon wanted to open up all my film canisters to go through airport security, and I had them put me in a cell until my guy shows up that spoke French properly, and they understood that they couldn't do what they wanted to do. But I had no idea what I got on the film until I got back to the States.
Ooh,
And fortunately for me, out of 700, 800 images, they were all accepted. And
that's great.
and you know,
One of the best assignments I have ever had. Somebody called me up, and I thought it was a joke. They called me up and they said, "How do you feel about going to South Africa and doing a story on a big cat rescue reserve?" And all I could think of was, when you think of great wildlife photographers, I do not come to mind. But they wanted to send us. We went, and when I see you all, I'll show you some of the work.
I look forward to it.
Unbelievable. Oh my God, if you can't make pictures in that environment, I think you have to give your cameras back.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
now that I've got the floor, I'm going to say, first off, I'm one of the original board members of M.A.R.S. I missed the first board meeting, but I don't think I missed more than one this past month. And I slept right through it. So, I'm still apologetic for that. But M.A.R.S is something that we created, and one of the things John's going to be talking about is our scholarship things. And from the very beginning, M.A.R.S wanted to be the school that you could get your first or second opportunity to come to the school using some sort of financial aid. And it's been something we've been very proud of, and John manages it perfectly. Matter of fact, I'm going to say something about John. John, you could turn your screen off right now if you want.
Oh.
M.A.R.S could not operate without John Capone. I wouldn't want his job, and I've been around for 30 years, because he keeps all of us in line and keeps our jobs current to what the needs of the school are. And that takes great management skill, and that John's the guy. Totally.
Thanks, Gary. Jesus.
Before we go
Appreciate it.
any further, John, do you want to kind of walk us through the website and show
Yeah,
people
let's
where
try
to
that,
go?
Lori. Let's see if I can share that here. See, share, do this. I don't know if we need sound. but it doesn't have sound on there. Optimize it for, and let's see what happens here. Can you
Let's hope it
see?
works, John.
Not yet.
Can you?
It says you've started screen sharing, but we can't see it yet.
There we go.
There we go.
Yeah. So now let me maximize this or get it up there a little bit. Let's see how.
There we go.
Will it
There we go.
readjust? There we
You
go.
got
A
it now.
little bit better. All right.
Yep.
Yep.
So there we go. So here's our newly minted website. We just launched this just before Christmas. So we're still working out some of the bugs, but bear with us. We're hoping that it gets fixed soon. But anyway, this is the homepage. Our sponsors here. We have tutorials here, some great tutorials from some instructors. And then down here we have just a quick overview of where we're located, some of the instructors that are this year, and then price because we're all inclusive. If you go up to the top, a lot of people ask the questions. I'll give you a quick rundown on the menu, kind of self-explanatory. And I'm proud to say that the testimonials that are on here, none of these are written by um, my mother or a relative or some other close person that would throw these out there. These are proud to say these are all honest to goodness, unsolicited testimonials from people. But as far as the website is concerned, if you want to learn about the school, just hover over about, click on the school, and it'll tell you about M.A.R.S, M.A.R.S experience, how we want to elevate your craft, and what our goal is. And then this gives you a quick link to some of the more important things that you might have questions about, like the classes where you can read more, what's included. And if I'll just give you an idea here, if we click on this, it'll give you a whole thing. If you take a little bit of time and read this, it'll tell you all of the things that come part and parcel with your tuition. So with our school, it's one fee. You get your hotel, you get your instruction for the week, and you get all of your meals, plus all of the taxes, gratuities. I know the hotels, we are a resort hotel. And just like if any of you were out in Nashville at the Gaylord, I think it was $25 a day for that. We take care of all of that for you. That's all included in the tuition. If you're driving in, we will accommodate you. Somebody told me that the parking lot at the Gaylord was $40 plus taxes per day. We make arrangements. If you're driving in, you can park for free at the hotel as long as you're a registered guest with M.A.R.S. But this takes care of your PPA merits. You'll get 2 service merits as a PPA member. You will also get 5 CEUs as continuing education units so that you can apply those towards recertification or other things. But this is one of the things that you can look for on the website. So if we go back, it'll give you a little bit more about the location and lodging, where we're located, the directions, all that other good stuff. We do offer pre-cons. So on Saturday or a Sunday, excuse me, we're looking into doing Saturday as well. But Sunday, we do a few pre-cons. They're free to registered guests of the school. So if you fully matriculate, those are free to you as long as you get there on time. I think they start mid-morning and go through the afternoon. Webinars, we have webinars throughout the year that highlight the instructors. We're looking into getting more things that we can do webinars with, like taxes. I have a line on somebody that wants to do something for copyright. And there's a few other things in there that are not necessarily photography related, but could be like a tax consultant or something like that. There's frequently asked questions. This is kind of important. We changed this. This is new for us in this format. So these are commonly asked questions. And so anyone has a question, you can go here, look for your question, and then cut to the chase, expand it, and find out, can I bring a guest or spouse or significant other absolutely you can. We'd love to have that happen. But the website is brand new. Again, we'll click around here. We talked about financial aid, and of course, with ASP, and we'll get to what we're going to offer in a minute here. This is important because, as Gary stated, one of the key missions for M.A.R.S, in addition to providing a quality education for aspiring and professional photographers, is to be able to give away money to people that are in need. So the financial aid is a new category for us. It's more of a vernacular. But within this category here's scholarships. So you can apply for a scholarship here. And if you do that, it'll bring up the scholarships opportunities that we offer. There are a bunch of rules, so make sure you read them because there are different rules for different scholarships. We have ones that are fully paid all the way down to some people don't know about these, but we offer solidarity scholarships to Mid-Atlantic states, but we also offer ComNet group matching grant scholarship. So if you're in a state there and you're a state organization leader and you want to do a matching grant, get in touch with us because we can potentially see clear. It depends on when you ask for that, but we could potentially see it clear to do matching grant from anywhere from $250 all the way up to $500. So what does that mean for the recipient? That means double the money, right? You're going to donate 250. M.A.R.S will match that at 250. The recipient gets 500. That's the low end of the scale. The upper end at 500 is you do 500, we do 500. The recipient gets a $1,000 scholarship award to attend the school. So a lot of people don't know about that, but you can pass that around to your state organizations. They can get in touch with us. We'd love to see it put in the budget line item for the board, but it's something that I wanted to impress here tonight. We do have the ASP ones, but we do have this one here, which is another thing. If you come to the school, you basically become an alumni and you become an ambassador. So our best word of mouth is word of mouth. People that come to the school and then go back and tell a friend. And what we do for them is do an ambassador program, ambassador reward program, whereby anyone that has been to the school and brings a first-time student to the school, we're going to give them $100. Now, I think the most we've given away to any one person, I think it was roughly $500 because they brought 5 brand new students to the school. Now, it's a great way for them to show their friends what a great time they're having, but it's also an opportunity for them to get a little bit of extra cash. Now, those people that attend for the first time, now they have the opportunity to come back the next year and do the same thing for a friend of theirs. So hopefully we build on that. But those are opportunities that are out there as far as scholarships. Again, some of them have caveats, so you have to be careful what they are and make sure you read the rules on those. If you know anybody, Erica so aptly said that she does an amazing job on the model committee there, getting the models for the school. It's not an easy chore. We don't have a model corral that we can pull from. All the models that come in are, aspiring photographers that are working to build up their portfolio. So we bring in some really great models that have been with us for a while, but Erica does a great job like that, but we have an application process for those. So this tells you a little bit about the school, what's included. There's all the stuff here about policy. This is a new thing here. We used to have a thing where it was this giant, ridiculous thing where you had to read a bunch of stuff. Now, if you have a particular thing that you're interested in about, what's their policy for terms of payment? What's their policy about housing and meals? You don't have to read through the entire full, probably 3 or 4 page policy in tiny writing. So if you want to know about your policy here about housing and meals, you just click on that and then go about your business and you're done. You can collapse that and head on out. As far as the other stuff is concerned, you can click through here. Our reviews, I gloat about that because they're so glowing. If you want to find out about the week-long classes, just go to courses and then you can read what the different courses are about. The way we have it done is here is our small list of curated instructors. And if you want to look, here's Rick. Rick's still there. Here's Rick Friedman's little teaser here. Rick is going to be doing alternative and creative lighting. And so there's the teaser there. And then we expand his site, and then you can read more about the class, what to expect, what you'll learn, and what Rick recommends that you bring. And that's true for any instructor that's coming to the school. So you can do that on the registration or the register page for the week long. Here's pre-cons. We do have a shootout contest. It's interesting because this is developed into quite a thing. Tamron, who helps to sponsor Rick Friedman, Tamron and I developed, I guess, about 5 years ago, what we now call the Tamron Throwdown. And Tamron gives us a lens to give away for this. So if you borrow one of those lenses that Gary was talking about, and they're free of charge, by the way, to loan out. But if you borrow one of those lenses and you use it on your camera, and it doesn't matter the camera body, right? It's just as long as the metadata says that it was the Tamron lens. And we check that to be sure. We keep everybody honest. But if you use a Tamron lens and you create an image and then you enter it into competition, Tamron will judge that image. And if you are chosen and selected as the winner of that competition, you will win a brand new Tamron lens. So that's one of the contests that we have. We also have a Canon print comp, which Canon nicely judges their print comp, but theirs is truly based on print. We have a large format printer there. You submit images to that this is lens camera non-specific. There's no tie in here. You don't have to use a Canon camera or Canon lens, but it's based purely on print quality. So you take your image, you give it to Canon, they're on site, they'll print it out. Big, we stick them up on the walls. The first time we said that to the hotel, they had a heart attack. And we had to actually prove to them that they weren't going to peel the wallpaper and the curtains and everything else off the wall. And once we got clearance, it's a great little gallery that Canon puts up for people to look at. And the winners of that will each get a crisp $100 bill if they're selected for 5 different categories. M.A.R.S has a M.A.R.S challenge. So if you enter the competition, put that in there. We judge on, I think it's 3 different categories, portraiture, whatever. You'll have to look at the categories in here. But you enter into different categories there. And if you're selected for those categories, you win a ribbon, a dated ribbon, a blue ribbon, a gift certificate, and a monetary prize as well. Last year, we had our first scavenger hunt, which Gary commandeered, and that you go around like a typical scavenger hunt thing, and we will award a prize for that as well. Kind of interesting. It worked out great last year. We're going to continue it this year. So we have these great photo contests as well, and these are open to all attending students. We have a scholarship award dinner program, which is a wonderful event. Typically on Tuesday nights, we have this special dinner. It's ticketed. You come in, you're going to have this fabulous meal. You're going to get a great program. No secrets here, but there's some little bird says to me that maybe one of those people that talk might be doing a program on Tuesday night. I'm not sure, but at the end of that program, we're going to give away a $500 scholarship during that evening for the following year's M.A.R.S. Again, M.A.R.S gives away more scholarships than any other school that I know of. So there are lots of opportunities for scholarship, competition, rewards, awards, and recognition. Year-long webinars, we talked about that. There's a gallery in here if you'd like to look at images from the week. There is one thing on here. Let me see how fast this will load up. They come up small like this, but all the way at the bottom of this, I want to change the order, but if you scroll all the way down to the bottom of this, just kind of similar to that video that we showed early on, this is a wrap party video show. We do a themed banquet every year, so come in your best regale. We haven't figured out the theme for this year, but we will shortly, and we'll notify everyone of that. But the party is themed this year. It's going to be a pretty big soiree. We're coming up with a lot of things that we will pull out all the stops for. But this is last year's. And if you click on the button here, it'll play the video presentation that was showed at the banquet. Now, this was done as a real time make video and presented from the images and videos were taken from the start of Sunday all the way through Wednesday afternoon, assembled and ready to show at the Thursday night banquet. So if you're interested, you can take a look at that. It's a recap of the week in video, audio, you name it, it's in there. But it's
And who created that, John?
The show is created by this character called Lindsay Baird. Now, Lindsay, she's not here to embarrass, I don't think so. She shot me an email that said she would have liked to have logged on, but she had another obligation. But Lindsay has been there since the beginning. She was a model early on. She modeled for the likes of Dennis Kraft and some of the early Gary Blair, some of the early people that were at the school from the beginning. And she's been there ever since. And eventually it got to a point where she said, I'm tired of doing that modeling thing. How about if I try this? And so she started doing these videos for us, and she's been doing these theme videos for us for probably, I want to say maybe 15 or 16 years now. So about half of the time. But she's an incredible talent, and we thank her for doing this.
And your daughter.
Yeah, she's near and dear to my heart, and the reason she's been there since the beginning because she's my daughter. She's now remember 40 some years old, but she's a mega talent in her own right. But she's an incredible tour de force. She usually drives down a couple days during the week, even though she can't be there all week. But she runs around doing video and stills and all the other stuff. People feed her images, and she does it back home and feeds it back to me in real time. It's an amazing process. I don't know if any of you out there have ever tried to do video of any quality. She did that trailer that I showed you in the beginning. If you look at the video, you'll understand where I'm coming from here. If any of you ever tried to do video, I don't want to stay too long on this, but it's a chore. Because it's all about timing and putting the right thing at the right place. And she does it with aplomb. I mean, she's got a knack for it. She's ridiculous. But take a look at it. Get a chance. You go to our website. Go to and that website is www.marschool.com. And then once you get to the homepage, go over to gallery. And if you hit images from the week and scroll all the way down, if I don't get to it beforehand, you'll find that video recap. You'll also see in here the shootout winners. We give everybody props for that. If you want to connect with us, you can do that here. And then the last thing is register. If you're interested in coming, I know we're coming up on time here, but if you're interested in coming to the school, we'd love to be able to have you there. We are blessed. I'm going to shut this down unless anyone has any questions about the functionality of the website while I'm on here. Lori, if you could field those questions for me.
Sure.
I would be happy to show you and guide you if anyone has a specific question. Otherwise, I'll stop sharing that.
Well, it's not necessarily about the website, but I'll jump in with a question. So
Sure, go ahead.
you're on a barrier island or a barrier strip of land. So
Yeah.
tell me about the food. I hear it's fabulous, but tell me, I bet there's seafood.
There is seafood. The funny part about it is, as the director, say I have a very eclectic taste in food, as you could probably tell if you meet me by my dancer body. But I'm an Italian, so I like to eat, but at the end of the day, as the director, I have to be mindful of all of the attendees. So we have to curate the menu so that we appeal to all kinds of palates, right? So we have to look for gluten-free, and we have to look for vegetarian, and we have to look for meals that appeal to everyone. Is there seafood? The answer is yes. The meals are like, this isn't cafeteria food. We are in a hotel. I'm going to stop sharing this here for a second. Yep, there we go. So we are in a hotel, and it's hotel quality food. I work directly with the chef of the hotel. I don't just I just don't think we need breakfast or we need lunch, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, come up with something. We work with them to get a curated menu and to make it different every day. In fact, for the Thursday night banquet, we even try to theme that if once we have a theme and if we can theme it for that. But the food is amazing. Not my words. Yes, certainly. But you can look at some of the reviews, and when food comes up, I ran into a countless number of instructors at Nashville last week, but the instructors that go, like, I don't teach other schools. I've only ever been to one other ComNet school or community network school. I'll always say affiliate school. Um, so I don't really know what fare is there, but the ones that I have it was kind of cafeteria stuff. This is legit hotel food, like if you would go to a restaurant and order a meal. But it's all done buffet style. So you get it to eat as much as you want or as little as you must, pick what you like and what you don't like, and so on and so forth. If you don't have, if we know that you're gluten, we will flag you, and the chef will come out and ask you, what would you like? What can we get for you? What can we substitute? What can we do? So to answer your question, I didn't see who talked there, but if it was you, Lori, to answer your question, yes, there's seafood, there's American cuisine, there's Italian cuisine, there's salad bars, there's you name it. But the instructors that I ran into, they all talk about the food. So I guess it has to do with where they teach and what they're eating in other places. I'm not sure, I'm not judging, but I just know that our meals are ranked way up there with some of the best amenities. And the place that we stay at is not too bad. And we've got some half decent instructors.
Well,
No, listen. It's an entire package. The entire event that M.A.R.S creates is not slapped together. It is curated. It's not just piece, and get it done. That's not how we operate. This is, I am working now on believe it or not, I'm working now on my 2028 roster of instructors. So I'm already building out 2 years from now, and the calendar just flipped. So it takes a lot of time because we want to do it right, and good things take time. We all know that. So everything about the school, we follow that credo. We don't like to put anything out there that's half baked.
so I'm going to ask
Including
everybody.
the shrimp and the other seafoods and the clams and the everything else that comes.
So let's just go ahead and ask everybody to go ahead and unmute. If you're shy, if you want to ask a question in the chat, you can. But
Bob's been trying to ask one. Bob O'Keefe
yeah, I
over
see him
here.
down there. I think Dennis is too. Go ahead, Bob.
So Christine Chambers has been trying to talk me into this. Is a second career for me. And I was notified today that I actually won a $350 scholarship and I was assigned to Rick Farrell's class.
Nice.
Well, okay then.
Congratulations.
And Marissa posted this in our state website about an hour ago, and that's the only reason I knew about this tonight.
Hey, Rob.
Well, we're glad you're here, Bob.
But coming down from Boston, any idea what the pre-con classes will be? If I'm going to come down, I'm going to spend the time there.
Yeah, I hear you there, Bob. So the pre-cons are usually late developers, and here's why. And I can open this up to ASP as well. Sometimes what happens, Bob, is if someone's looking to earn more credits for another degree, they can approach me and they say, "Hey, man, do you need a spot? Do you need a pre-con or whatever?" Because I'm going to get you. How many merits do we? I'm looking over my other shoulder. I don't know if we get you 2 merits or whatever it happens to be, as speaking merits for doing that. But last year, I think it is because last year someone needed 2 merits to get their craftsman. They came to the school. They said, "By the way, I got a short program. Would you mind if I did would you have any pre-cons open?" And I said, "Sure, why not? What's your program on? Give me an overview." We did the pre-con. She got her 2 merits. She got her craftsman because of it, and her program was phenomenal. So I'm saying all that as a precursor to they're late developers. We have one now. It's not posted yet. If you looked on there, you might have seen that.
I did lose nothing posted.
Yes, exactly, because the information came in right before National, and there's been a lot of stuff going on, so I haven't been able to post it. But that one that's coming, the one that we already know about, is going to be on AI. So new developments, if you got your pulse on whatever else is going on out there in the world, that's a thing that's real and it's happening. And so to introduce people, get their toes in the water if you haven't already, it might be a good thing to play around with and not to be intimidated by. So that's one that we have. I'm a little remiss because I haven't gotten it posted, but like I said, I had a lot going on and digging out after the convention. But if anyone that attends the school, or let's say, Bob, I don't know what you got under your belt, man, but if you got a program that you might want to do, and I'm not putting you on the spot here, I'm just saying that this is kind of the way we operate. It's an open, M.A.R.S is an open forum for a lot of photographers. They will be able to learn, but they'll also be able to give back. And in giving back, they might be able to get some credits to earn a future degree, right? So that's the platform that we like to provide. And so if you're in that category,
I'm
and
not.
as well, I could say this to Lori and whoever else is still logged on. Marissa, I see you're still there, from ASP. We open that up to everybody. So it's be forward and say, hey, I'm going to be a student there. I have a program that I'm interested in doing. Can I do it? The answer is yes. But and that's a long-winded answer to your question, Bob. So I hope I answered it by saying that the secret one that's already going to be done is AI.
Right. No, I'm
And
just
we're gonna
curious.
and we're working
I
on.
looked today when I get this email that said I won 350. I got to do all the paperwork tonight when I get
Oh man, you
to my
better get on
house.
that because I think there's time limits on those
There is,
scholarships.
and I just got the email earlier today, and then I said Marissa posted this on our Massachusetts site, so I'm coming down from Boston.
Oh, wait a minute. Let me get. Oh, wait. I'm looking. I think the
4
time
minutes.
limit was
He's
eight.
got 4 minutes
You
left.
and Rick can ride
Eight,
together.
8 p. It's 8
That
p.m.
was
on
great.
8 p.m. on a Thursday, Bob. That's
So
the deadline for the scholarship. No, I'm just kidding. But congratulations. I
Yeah.
hope you do it.
yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. I say Christine's been trying to get me to go for a couple of
Christine
years.
Chambers.
Christine Chambers, yeah.
Oh, she's fantastic. We ran into each other. I can't tell you how many times during the convention.
Yeah, I was down. I
Chris-
was down at PPA as well with.
yeah.
I got a
But
nice
Christine
picture with
is
Marissa when I was there.
PPA. Christine is
Love you,
a
Bob.
champion for the school. And hey, Marissa.
Hey.
We love those kind of people that tell other people about the school because we grow organically. We don't, the funny part about it is for all the advertisement, for all of the fact that we bring in from all over the country, the fact that, we think we're doing this great job on Facebook and Twitter and X or whatever they're calling themselves now. And, you find out that there are people right in your backyard that don't know about you. It kind of amazes me. So organically, it's kind of like the best advertisement is word of mouth. And that's because it's the advertisement that money can't buy, right? And so that kind of advertisement where Christine was kind enough to tell you about coming to the school is the kind of advertisement and kind of thing that means the most to us because it's coming from the heart of someone that's already experienced. She wants you to understand and experience the same thing that she has. Because guess what? If she didn't have a good time, Bob, she ain't going to tell you about it. Or she's going to tell you what a terrible time she had.
Yep.
But we look
Okay.
forward to
just make
seeing
sure.
your application come across the desk.
Thank you.
Just make sure when you
You're
fill out that application, you put
Hey, I know
Christine's
that.
name on it.
I know
Correct.
that name.
I
I
heard
know that
earlier,
voice
and I
anywhere.
will.
Okay, so Gary, I'm going to put you on hold for just 1 second. I see
No
that you have
problem.
something else you want to say, but speaking of scholarships, the whole reason we're all here tonight is ASP has partnered with M.A.R.S and they are offering a scholarship to an ASP member through the Scholarship Partner Program. And the scholarship, I believe, covers tuition, meals, not lodging, correct?
No, the scholarship is going to cover your tuition component.
Yes.
Lori and I were discussing this just so everybody's clear about the scholarship. It's not veiled or anything like that. Because M.A.R.S is probably the only, if not one of the only, all-inclusive PPA community network schools in the country. It includes the educational component. It includes your hotel room. It includes all of your meals. As I was mentioning in that short list, as I was running down the things that are included, prizes, all the other good stuff that come with attending and signing up. So what we have trouble with is we have very few where we can say this is a full ride scholarship, right? Because it has everything. So what we do is break out the educational component, which in this case here is going to be $350. So that $350 takes that out of the loop. You're basically responsible for your hotel room and meals at that point. But Lori said one scholarship M.A.R.S would like to make available to the first 5 people 5 scholarships for this upcoming session of M.A.R.S. Now, we ask that you be a first-time student. Obviously, you have to be an ASP member, because these are all going to get vetted. Lori's going to, check all the boxes and make sure, and Marissa, whoever else is involved, they're going to make sure that all of these things are taken care of. But you have to be an ASP member. We prefer that you're a first-time student to the school. Yes.
Yes, that's a requirement.
And other than that, it's out there for you to claim. Again, the first 5. So
Well,
for all of you,
it's not the first 5. So we collect all of the applications that come in and we send them to you. We vet them, make sure they're a member. Then we will send it to M.A.R.S School and they will go through all of those and make a decision on which 5.
100%. And then to be clear, what I mean by that, Lori, is we'll distribute that list. Let's say we get 7. I'm not gonna do 5. I'm gonna put out all 7 at first, and I'm gonna say the first 5 people that register.
Okay.
I don't want to create enemies, but to me, there's a sense of urgency because I think you're not going to make the decisions until you're the end of February, right? And then early February, and then we're going to, by the time it all happens, people get back and forth. There's little dwells in there. We want to make sure people have enough time so that if they want to go on time payments, they still have a little bit of time to do that, because you can do that with M.A.R.S. Yes. But we're going to offer up 5 scholarships. So the first 5 that are vetted on both sides of the fence will be able to take advantage of that.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. So you heard it here first. This is
awesome.
breaking news, and it's
breaking
so
news.
generous of M.A.R.S.
Can I
They have
post
been an
about that?
amazing partner with ASP.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Thank you so much. This sounds like a blast.
And
Marissa,
if you aren't an ASP member and you're on here tonight, the school also, as we've all heard, they offer other scholarships. You can go directly to their site, register, see if you can qualify for a scholarship that way. There was something else I was going to say, and I can't remember what it was. Oh, the other thing is whether you're going on a scholarship or you're going through our scholarship and you have to look at getting a room, it looks like you will help match up roommates to help defer some of the costs.
Yeah, 100%. So you can certainly opt out for or opt in for a single room if you'd like. We candidly say if you don't want to have a roommate that snores, might want to do that. But that's inexpensive to do as well. It's all on the registration form.
Okay.
But the registration includes double occupancy, so we will fix you up with that. The registrar, again, we've been doing this for a long time, so we look at who's let's say there's a nature class going out and 5 o'clock in the morning. We don't want to put somebody with in a nature class and somebody that doesn't have to get up until 10 o'clock in the morning in the same room, right? So we try and pair them up that way. She does an amazing job of coordinating people. There's an option on there for a thing that says, I'll choose my own roommate. And as long as that person is coming and they're willing to do that, there's a vetting process there, but it's all included on that registration form. So yes, the answer is yes, we'll pair up people. But they do have an option to do a single room if they like. Those are a limited availability. So if you're interested in doing a single room, you can do that on our website. That we have what they call shoulder dates. That's a hotel lingo that I learned 2 years ago. But we make special arrangements with the hotel because it is a resort area. The rooms are very expensive, but we make arrangements for them. If you're interested in coming in, if you're still in there and you want to come in a day earlier, book that shoulder date, Bob, because you'll get the
I'm going to come in as early as I can. That's why I was curious about the pre-con.
Yeah.
I'll come in the day before.
exactly. So if you would book your Saturday stay, and it explains how to do that, Bob.
Right, which
But
is what I will do.
you'll get a special rate that's negotiated with us and the hotel. They just need to know who you are. You're on the master list. They know you get this special rate. You get vetted. Comes back to us. Yes, he's a legit uh, student, and yes, he can get the rate, and then you're in. So, but the hotel people are for it. High season, which in the Eastern Seaboard is Labor Day, Memorial Day to Labor Day. Um, the hotels per night are up around $800 a night. Um, so when you come in on a Saturday night, um, without the discount, I think it could be north of 400, but our negotiated rate you'll see online, it's pretty silly what we get the room for you because you're part of the school. You're an extension of the school. So take advantage of that if you're thinking about doing
I
it.
plan on coming down as early as they'll allow me. I'm taking the time, so I'm going to come.
Yeah, I hear you. You can do front. We only get 2 days on the front side, and of course the tuition only covers the block from Sunday night until Thursday night.
That's
We
fine.
leave on Friday, so you would pick up Friday and Saturday on the back side, and you can do Friday and Saturday on the front side, right?
That's the
Thanks for
plan.
the warning, though,
As
Bob.
shoulder dates. You could stay as long as you want if you're able to score with the hotel, but I can tell you they book early.
Okay, I think Gary's been chomping at the bit.
He has been
Oh,
so
no.
patient.
I just want to share with everybody that we all have this passion for photography. You know, we got hooked at a certain age in our life that we wanted to do this thing. And at M.A.R.S School, I assure you that every student that has been to M.A.R.S at least once shares the same passion. And if you come into Bob, I'm talking to you now.
I'm
You come to
listening.
you come to M.A.R.S one time, you'll want to come back because you're going to find that you're part of the family and that we all share the love and passion of the art of photography. And we want to let you know also that a lot of the education that you're going to get during the week doesn't happen in the classroom. It happens out in the hallways. It happens because you happen to have dinner with me or John or somebody else and you have a question and that question has been chomping at your bit forever and someone has that answer for you, and that's what we're all about. And trust me, I wouldn't have been doing this for 30 years of my life if I didn't believe in it 100%.
And that's true because to be clear, we're run by five trustees and we volunteer our time to do this. It becomes a passion of love and a way to give back to the community that made us a living. So it's like a big family. Yeah.
And there's something to be said about, the community network schools. John and I were talking earlier. I've gone to one just almost every year since I started photography, and you make lifelong friends, and there's just nothing that can replace that hands-on being there in person, getting instant feedback,
Yes.
learning that you get at one of these schools. So if you haven't been before, whether you win a scholarship or not, I hope you'll take a hard look at M.A.R.S School and consider going. Are there any other questions from anyone? We're kind of going a little over times, but that's fine. I want to make sure everybody gets their questions answered. Hobby's coming back. The applications are open now to apply for the ASP scholarship. The applications closed down on February 10th. So you just want to go to the website if you're interested in applying and get that filled out and submitted. And when you go in, I think the way we've got it set up when you log in, our website is fairly new, but when you go in and you log in, on the right hand side will be like upcoming events and things that pertain to you. And that will be one of the options is to apply for one of those scholarships. It should be kind of right there. If you're a board member or you're a committee member and you have lots of other notifications coming up, it may not be the first thing that's right there, but for most of our members, that's going to be one of the first things you see. So
Also, I dragged Javi back here I private messaged him and said, did you hear when he said there's going to be 5 scholarships? So he came back to
Apply,
stuff that
honey. You should do
information.
this.
Oh,
Because
Marissa, thank you.
I saw he wrote in the thing he wants to apply, but like when you know there's going to be 5 pig
Yeah.
chances just increased so much.
Yes,
So
yes.
put it on your to-do list, Javi.
Yes. Thank you,
Marissa,
Marissa.
Marissa included the link to our form in the chat.
Thank
If you
you.
download your chat, you'll have that information. And you can also find it on our calendar under events. You should be able to see it there. If you double click on it, the graphic will come up and it's got a QR code. And you just scan that code and it'll take you directly to where you need to go.
Awesome.
Okay.
Great. It
Well,
sounds
thank
like a
you.
great time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
Very
so
informative.
much, John
you, guys.
and
It was
company.
wonderful.
You did an amazing job of giving us the flavor of Mars, no pun intended, and what to expect if you go. Again, this will be recorded and on our website. So if you know of anybody that you think might be interested in a scholarship that wasn't on here tonight, make sure you let them know because there is a deadline to apply. Does anybody, I'm going to go through announcements again if nobody else has questions.
I just want to say, ASP, thank you for this platform. Thank you for everything that you guys do to advance the process of good and proper education. But thanks for having us tonight. We appreciate partnering.
Happy to have you here.
If there's somebody sitting on the edge of their seat to join ASP, this is the time to join so that they can also apply for a scholarship at the same time.
That's right.
Oh, there we go.
Love that.
Parlay that into a.
We'll take
parlay
that.
that into that's worth the cost of admission right there, Gary.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to recap the announcements real quick. Registration for Images of Distinction is now open. Be sure to register now during the early bird pricing. And you remember you can change out your images all the way until the last day before registration closes. We have an upcoming tag-along Ski Utah led by John Harrell on March the 21st through the 26th. I won't go through all the highlights of the trip again, but it sounds, if I skied, I would probably break both legs if I did the green run.
Well, John has said you don't have to ski. You can drink by the fire and shop and just visit
There
with
you go.
people.
Whoa, where do you sign up?
You can register for the tag along on the website at yourasp.org. And again, you know, our scholarship program, the applications are open until February 10th. So go take a look at what those offer and get your application in. So I have nothing else. Do we have any questions?
I just want to say it was a pleasure to say hello to everybody, and I look forward to seeing you at M.A.R.S. And Bob, I'll race you down 95 all the way to M.A.R.S.
I'm in. I'm in.
Start at Foley's and we'll drive down.
Drink at Foley's first, right?
Absolutely, of course.
Okay, just
those
making
of you
sure.
who don't know, Foley's is a 116-year-old Irish pub in Boston.
Oh.
I've been there once or 100 times on St. Patrick's Day.
I thought I recognized you.
Okay.
And they still got Mayor
Mother's
Flynn's
Parade
license plate
is.
up on the wall, right?
Yes.